We're back in the Home Office. We're in the Home Office, get it? We're back in the home. We're back in the Home Office, and thankfully I didn't have to come up with a topic tonight because Games Workshop decided to do that for me. They did that job for me, which is amazing. Apart from it isn't. First of all, magical buttons, people. We always start the stream with more watchers than likers. Free, alright? Innit? Today we are trying this brand new raspberry and lemon. I've not had this one before. It's the first time I've ever had raspberry and lemon from Nidhogger Mead. Sponsored, by the way.
Well, it's almost like having a hot lemon.
Lemon is one of my favourite things in the world.
Yeah.
Some as a flavour. Summer fruits is also one of my favourites. Is the mic... What the fuck? Don't tell me the mics have gone quiet again. So this is where I was before. It's fixed itself. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so this is where it was before. Is it better now? This fucking... Hang on, let me try a thing. This is where it was before. This is where I had it previously.
The music's too loud.
But is it too loud or is it just the mics are really quiet? Mic's not off, mate. I don't know what's going on with OBS right now.
Did you test them?
Yes. They were the exact same as what they were on Monday. I think this is... No, that looks bad on OBS now. How about that? Is that better? Mic turned off for a sec, then it got really loud. Yeah, that's me adjusting settings live. So everything I reset last week to get the mic volumes back to where they should be...
Yeah.
It's just gone, yeah, we're going to change it all again.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Can you talk for me, Lise?
Can
you
oh, wait, no, I don't have any educational material.
keep talking for me? More than would be great.
I'm going to read this bottle. Turn off device for best results. Ensure screen is cool before cleaning.
Okay, I think we've now leveled us out to each other.
Spray solution on microfiber cloth.
How's that sound, chat? I think it looks better at my end.
Gently wipe the screen or lens until clean.
I'm getting fucking so pissed off of this. I don't know what's going on with my Rodecaster. But what I've always done with all audio settings ever, because audio is complete wizardry. What I've done with all audio settings ever is I've set it so that everyone thinks it's fine, and then I don't fucking touch it at all. Because I'm like,
it's done.
I'm not touching that. It's good.
Yeah. Ain't broken, don't
So
fix
I
it.
literally haven't touched these audio settings on this Rodecaster since I plugged this mic in, which is over a year. All good for both of you in the music. Thank you, chat, by the way. Thank you for helping us. You're amazing people. Thank you. You're incredible. So I was going to come up with a topic tonight, because we always do on Wednesday nights, and I didn't need to, because Games Workshop decided to do that for me. However, it's yeah, it wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Now, the first thing we can confirm, by the way, is that Games Workshop obviously do things to spite Joe.
Right.
So Joe has said for the last 3 weeks that he thinks all of the updates will come tomorrow. Okay, now for clarity, we didn't actually have any idea when they were coming until Monday. He thought they were all going to come tomorrow. Games Workshop have always dropped their updates on a Thursday. Apart from this week, where they've dropped them today. Which proves, because they always usually do it on a Thursday, which proves they do it just to spite Joe. Alright? Just to spite Joe. So, yeah. That's the first thing. They obviously watch. They do it to spite Joe. Cheers, by the way. Here is, I don't know if you heard me when I started because my microphones. Here is my raspberry and lemon mead. Not tried this one before. This is the first time. Cheers. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. It's good, that one. I'll keep more of those. So, what they did is they dropped them today. And I will be honest with you. We have had them for longer than just today. We're quite lucky in that regards because they provided them to us early. And I thought to myself when I found out they were going to be dropped today, on Wednesday, hey, that makes easy content for me for a Wednesday evening. I then, we get, I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to say, but I'm not really giving away anything new. Every PDF that gets updated, we get sent to us as a separate email and a separate file, okay? Which is good, but have you seen the website, chat? If you haven't kept up to date with the website and what's going on, right, I'm going to show you now. If I screen share, this is the Warhammer community page, you know, the updated one that's now flat worse than it was before, because they can't seem to make improvements on websites. They seem to only be keen on making things fucking worse and paying money to do that. Good job. So this is the new updated Warhamster community page. And in this top right hand corner over here, you have a download section. And if you hover over the download section and go to Warhamster 40k and you click on it, why is the screen black? Why is it doing this?
Oh yeah, my screen's gone black as well.
Right, fixed it. Fucking honestly, just fucking... I'm going to kill a man today.
Can you get in touch with your YouTube partner and be like...
It's not YouTube, it's OBS.
So can you get in touch with your OBS partner and be like...
No. OBS is free software. They'll tell me, fuck off, it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, stop being so ungrateful then.
So, I know black screen chat. Normally when one of you says it, I don't need then 25 people to say it. Just so you're aware.
He's getting arsey now.
I fucking am getting arsey. So here is the downloads page, right? Top right corner, hover over 40k, click downloads. And what they do now is they tell you how many they've updated in the top corner. 35 updated documents. And all of the ones with yellow says new updated in today's date. Look at that. Now, I'm not sure about you, chat. Even as a creator who's supposed to be putting this out for you lot on a stream, I'm not reading all of those. It's too much. And for every single one, you click it, and it downloads a PDF, and then you have to scroll through a PDF, and nothing that's... Well, so if I find a relevant one... how do I close this one? How do I close it? F11. If I find a relevant one that I know's changed, right? Astra Militarum changed. They made a change in Astra Militarum, okay? Oh, wait, hang on. This is Imperial Armour Astra Militarum. Good. Okay, we're learning part of the problems that we have here. Oh, this fucking company, honestly. One day, in the 40k team, they'll employ someone competent. Maybe. Possibly. And I'm saying that with a person who's fucked up the first 15 minutes of his stream. Right. So tank commanders is a thing that's changed. Where are tank commanders? Because nothing's in order anymore. There isn't an order now. It's just kind of random. Where are the vehicles and the tank commanders? Come on, tanks. Where are you? What's this? No, that's a Rough Rider. Sentinel? Yeah, that's a Sentinel. There's a Hellhound. So you're starting to see part of the... There's a Rogel Dawn. So where's the tank commander? Are they near the top? I didn't think they were near the top anymore. Is that a tank commander? No, that's a platoon command squad. We're going well, aren't we? There's Lord Solar. That's Creed. That's a Castellan. That's a... Oh, here's a tank commander. Found a tank commander, finally. Right, good. So they made a change here. Right? There's a simple change for tank commander, for example, and that is this word here. They've added the squadron word. Right? They've added the squadron word. Beautiful. Okay? Which makes a difference, because tank commanders if ordering issues can issue to squadron units. And a tank commander previously didn't have the squadron keyword. Okay, so now a tank commander can issue an order to itself. Cool. Brilliant. Okay.
And to be fair, you can barely read as it is, so we don't mind too much.
Thanks, Robert, for the 50. I'll get to the gifteds in just a second as well. You people are amazing. But what they didn't do, I would have liked a single page at the start of the document saying, here's the changes. Super easy, nice and helpful. I don't know if they've done this anywhere, because nothing's in order here either. So we have Index Drakari, then we have Codex FAQ and Errata Space Marines, then we have Index Demons, then we have Codex FAQ and Errata Necrons, then we have Minotaur and Field Manual. Now, obviously, the Codex FAQ and Errata are because the codexes are out, and the indexes are because they're still indexes and you get full indexes. If we go into a Codex Errata, they do have different colours to show that they've added things or changed things, which is super helpful. But they haven't done that for indexes, which isn't very helpful when there's still 10, 12 indexes out there. I mean, as you can see, there's quite a lot of indexes. And then they've got the Minotaur and Field Manual, which are points. And again, they have, at least in this occasion, gone red is bad, they've got more expensive, and green is good. But even this in itself is inconsistent. I'll show you what I mean. If I scroll down to, is it this one? Is it Tyranids? No. Which one was it? So on this one, Rubric Marines are now no longer double the cost for 2 sets, right? So I'm assuming previously they were 100 points for 5 and 200 for 10. They've now changed it. They're now 110 for 5 and 200 for 10. You're actually rewarded for taking units of 10 because it's slightly cheaper now, okay? So this is good, but that's an amber colour saying hasn't really changed, but it kind of has changed because that has changed. That's different now. And if you carry on and scroll up, there's other instances where this is different.
Sounds like government spending and organisation instead of private industry.
I mean, yes. It fucking does, doesn't it? So somewhere up here, there's another place where this has changed, and they've done the old orange thing, but it's not orange anymore. It's a different colour. But there's quite a lot of occurrences now where if you take 5 or 3 or half the size and you then double it, Assault Intercessors with jump packs. So they've changed the cost of 5 to 90.
You can check all index changes on one document.
Where, Datsun Des? Where? And then Assault Intercessors in 10-man units are now 160. So it's now cheaper. It's not cheaper, but it's more cost-effective to take 10 than 5. People are just running units of 5.
Not sure what you expect? Not like it's a multi-million-pound company or anything that could employ competence. Ah, shit.
Shit, right? But this isn't amber. This is now red. So I don't understand why the Thousand Suns one is amber and this one's red. It doesn't really make sense to me. Am I missing something there? So apparently there's an index document that tells you all the changes. Is it this one? Is this the one? Index cards? Why have they just called it index cards? Why haven't they called it all index changes in one place? Look here. Why haven't they done that? I don't understand. What's wrong with this company? Fucking. Anyway, so what I did before I came on stream tonight was I took a screenshot of this and was like, I'm not reading all of it because I'm not reading all of it. It's ridiculous. Why they can't just change the colour of squadron, for example, as a keyword on the Astrometarum, I don't know. I don't understand. What we can do is we can take a bit more of a deep dive into the points if you really want to. There's not a lot to talk about. What's up?
Did you let the dog out?
Yeah.
Before you started?
Yeah, you're supposed to sing the song though.
Alright, she's pacing. I was just checking.
She's been out. So across the board, I think for the majority of points changes, we're not massively surprised. Sisters saw an increase, but they've still been pretty strong. Adeptus Custodes have seen essentially Forge World decreases, and Trajan's got cheaper. Adeptus Mechanicus up and down here and there. Again, things don't really surprise me. Aldari saw mostly points drops, specifically Fire Prisms and Wraith units, which I thought was an interesting one.
Probably should have read it all.
Probably. I can't. No. Quite frankly, Sean, no. right? So Wraith Knights are now cheaper. Wraith Guard, Wraith Blades are now cheaper. Tank Commanders went up, which Joe was surprised at, but that's before we discovered the Squadron change. When we discovered the Squadron change, we're like, okay, actually we see the reason for that now. Scout Sentinels got cheaper, probably because of the nerf to indirect that happened last time. They're not quite so prevalent now. Field Ordnance Batteries, one of my favourite models, that got cheaper, which is quite nice. So again, pretty standard changes across the board there, I think. Templars, 20-man units got bigger, not a massive surprise. Hellbrack and Grimdards went up, not a massive surprise. I think on the whole, they did a pretty good job. Sanguinary Guard got a bit cheaper. Lamatis went up. Death Company with jump packs went up. Okay, interesting. Bile Predators, well, they're very good now. I'm not surprised that they went up. Chaos Demons, Shalaxi got cheaper. Ren Masters got more expensive. No surprises on the Ren Master. Slightly surprised on Shalaxi, to be fair, if I'm completely honest with you. Chaos Knights all got cheaper near enough. That's mental. Yeah, I think you can fit like 13 War Dogs in a list now. That's crazy good, right? Chaos Space Marines, Occultists went up, other things went down. Possessed went down, Raptors went down. Stuff like this, again, not massively surprised by it. Legionnaires is one of those. Look, 5-man unit stays at 90 points. A 10-man unit is now 170 points because no one takes 10-man units. GW now trying to encourage it. Warp Talons are an odd one, however. For Warp Talons, if you take a 5-man unit, they're 125 points. But if you take a 10-man unit, they're 270 points. They're not 250. Really odd choice. This is them saying, don't ever take 10-man, only take 5-man units. Which is... I think this is a mistake, but, you know, it's Games Workshop. The worst part about it is we can often look at these and assume mistake because of wild incompetence. Dark Angels, Azrael got up. Deathwing Knights, probably the best Terminators in the game. They went up. The Lion came down, which is quite nice, I guess. But the Deathwing change isn't a massive surprise. 250 is probably about right for them, to be fair. Death Guard, some points drops. Mortarion now is a Demon Primarch at 300 points because he's complete shit. Drakari saw huge points increases. Not a massive surprise there, to be honest with you. Cults got cheaper. You get a lot more on your GC to Cults now. Grey Knights saw a couple of reductions in Paladins, Purgations, and Brother Terminator squads. We didn't see tons of Brother Terminators. We definitely didn't see any Paladins, so that's not a huge surprise. Into Imperial Agents. The less said about that, the better. Imperial Knights, mostly changes. Canis Rex went up. Shock, shock. Am I surprised he went up? No. Has he gone up enough? Probably not. Is he still a really good pick at 450? Definitely. Canis Rex is still crazy good. Votan, no one plays them anymore because they're boring. Necrons, Destroyers went up a bit. Monolith went up a bit. Other bits went down. I think this is pretty standard here. I'm surprised the Monolith hit 400 points, if I'm honest. I think that's probably a little high. Not the end of the world. Doomsday Arcs coming down is quite tasty. I quite like Doomsday Arcs, actually. Praetorians getting cheaper is also quite tasty. Into Orcs, huge points drops. So Orcs who already got tons of stuff on the table, now things got cheaper. Brom takes Beast Snagger Boys, he takes Big Mechs, he takes Boys, he takes Death Dreads, he takes Death Copters, he takes a Morkanaut, he takes Mega Knobs, he takes a Kill Rig, he takes... he drinks a whiskey drink. How's the song go? He takes a Gorkanaut. All that stuff got cheaper. So a Brom Orc turn just got longer. Yay. Space Marines is interesting. No surprise at all. No surprise at all. No real surprise at all. And then the enhancement got more points as well. The fire discipline, that's not a massive surprise. Vanguard Vets going up, I'm a little bit surprised at. Reavers are still not really worth it at 75 points, to be quite honest with you. Gullyman's now less than 300 points. He's interesting, I think, now at 285. Terminator's getting a bit cheaper. Joe's Raven Guard list went down by 200 points. Down by 200 points. Joe now hasn't got enough points of Raven Guard to run 2,000 points of Raven Guard, which I think is utterly hilarious. Space Wolves, Bjorn went up, Logan went up, Thunderwolf Cav went up. This is what you see in every Space Wolf list. Zero surprises for Space Wolves. Tau Empire is an interesting one. A single Crutox is now 40 points instead of 30 points. So they made that one orange, despite the fact that I've already changed it in another area. They made that red.
Assuming minimal points, 12 War Dogs in the list.
Yeah. Riptide's up to 190 now. Again, not massively surprised. Farsight came down. Farsight's less than 100 points. I think he's a steal at less than 100 points, to be honest with you. All the Kroot shit got cheaper because people aren't running them apart from using them for actions and stuff. Thousand Sons got battered. Thousand Suns got absolutely fucking battered.
So Brom is banned from playing orcs, right?
Basically, anything a Thousand Suns player probably wants to take went up. Battered. Alright. Tyranids, a few little changes. Carnifexes went down, but the only way to run them is Old One Eye, and he went up. But a net loss if you take Old One Eye and a unit Carnifexes. It's still cheaper than it was before. Pyrevors went up. Lictors went up to 60 points a model. Not a huge change. Von Ryan's down. Winged Hive Tyrant. I still think this isn't a terrible unit. He went down. I think that's reasonable as well. Enhancements didn't change.
I'm glad I don't collect GSC. I'd never get 2k down.
Exactly. And then Worldy there's a change here that surprised me. Angron up 20 points surprised me. Chaos Worldy is Spawn going up to 70 doesn't surprise me at all. 5 points for two models doesn't surprise me at all. Master Executions going up by 10 points also doesn't surprise me. But let's face it, the Master Executions isn't the bit that's broken. It's the Berserker Glaive that's broken. And they just put a flat increase on Master Executions, which is a bit stingy. Demon Prince with Rings down to 170, where the Demon Prince on foot is 200. Who knew that a foot prince would be more points than a winged Demon Prince in this economy? But then that's because his abilities are flat better. I'm still not sure that he's worth it at 170. And there's a quick round out of all the points. I think we can mostly say no real surprise on points changes. And let's be honest, the biggest changes so far, I think, from this whole update today is points changes. Where I want to be positive about GW for a change, I know, shock, horror, but where I want to be positive about them for a change is that they did a thing. They said a thing to us a little while ago where they wanted to alternate between big balanced data slate changes and big points changes, balanced data slate changes, points changes. And they didn't want to every quarter be doing balanced data slate and points changes. Now we've seen a couple of tweaks to units, a la Guard Tank Commander getting Squadron. That's a tweak. It's not a monumental change. It's not a major way in which rules change. There's a couple of other bits and pieces here and there that have changed. The Sanguinor can't come in on turn 1 if you're playing Pariah Nexus or Leviathan, for example, which I think is probably the right call, to be perfectly honest. But then if you're allowing your opponent in those games to make a turn 1 charge, you've probably done something wrong in the first place anyway. Where I do want to give them some credit is they haven't chucked out a major balanced data slate change now. Rules, on the whole, haven't really changed. I'd be much happier in a meta over the course of a 12-month period where the majority of changes that we see to lists occur because of points changes. I think that's a positive. And they haven't done major rules changes. And I think that actually goes to show that the game is in an okay state. The rules are poorly written.
My mate was looking through the changes and found out that for the guard the Aquilons have rules for arriving from Deep Strike but don't have Deep Strike. Give it up, approved reading.
Toxtrade, thank you for the 10. Aren't they amazing? I mean, the rules that they do write are often fucking poorly written and wrong straight away. There's another FAQ for Pivot. Games Workshop, if you watch this, please get rid of Pivot. We didn't need it for 9 editions. We don't need it now. Fuck it off. It's a waste of time, effort, and space. You've bollocks the rule up from day one in writing it. Just accept it. Just get rid of it. Just be like, you know what? We tried something. It didn't work. It's a bit shit. We're going to get rid of it again. Please get rid of Pivot. It's horseshit. I don't even use it. I don't enforce it on the channel. It's dog shit. Please get rid of Pivot. Okay? But on the whole, there's been no major sweeping rules changes, and I think that's a positive. I think that goes to show that the game, although poorly written in the first place with rules in 7,000 places and utter incompetence when uploading documents, etc., I think it goes to show that the game is in a sensible place at the moment, and if all they're going to do is tweak points for balance, I think that's a positive. Love to know what you guys think. Some of you have been trying to interrupt me anyway, but love to know what you guys think. Luce is sat quiet because she ain't got a clue what to talk about. In the meantime, Stick Monkey, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You're a beautiful human being. Cooney, how's it going, dude? Thank you for 5 gifted, you legend. Sam Deacon, thank you for the 5 gifted. You're also a hero. Mordy Hammer, thank you for the 1. And Chapter Master Ballsack, thank you for the 20 gifted.
I hope for you, Chapter Master Ballsack, that you don't get this cold.
Can you hear her voice? She's doing the sick voice.
I feel like I sound better than I did this morning.
She's not been using this voice all day. Now she's doing the sick voice.
This morning, but I suppose that's...
No, your voice has been this bad all day. I'm on the wind-up.
Oh, I thought I sounded better.
You sound better than you did when you woke up.
Yeah, and I think that's because obviously you're not using your voice when you talk, so it's like waking up the voice box and stuff when you get up.
Yeah, maybe.
This is the best I've sounded all day.
Yeah, it is the best you've sounded all day, yeah. You haven't left your dressing gown yet, so,
No.
you know, win.
Yeah,
We've got to
that's
win
not
there.
happening.
11th all tanks with large tank bases. Please no, Donald, please no.
I think I sound worse than I feel.
Secret missions is a big change. Where's secret missions change? Where's that? You think you sound worse than you feel?
Yeah, I don't feel bad at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Where is index cards, boarding items, Legends Field Manual, Court Rule Updates, FAQs of Orcs, Votan, Agents of Imperial Imperial Knights, Combat Patrol, Index Aldari, Index World Eaters, Tyranids, Custodians. Where's this? Codex FAQ. Is it a different section? Index Other Rules, Imperial Legends Crusade. Other rules? Vespid, boarding actions, no. Core rules and key downloads. Pariah Nexus Tournament Companion. Oh, interesting. Good. Have they fixed? Oh, load, you fucker. Have they fixed secret missions in Uncharted space? Cull the Horde erratas for... when that be, hey, what? Hang on. So we've got some changes.
I'll play again when 11th comes out. Until then, Eos, Eos, Eos.
Added that unit to the army. The points value they subtract from the total permitted to the battle is sufficient for that unit to be comprised of 20 more. What? What's this? If there are no enemy units on the battlefield, this satisfies other conditions retrieved to achieve this card. You can discard this card during your secondary mission. Each time an enemy infantry unit was destroyed, if one of the more following conditions was satisfied: 1. The starting strength of the unit was 20 or more. 2. The total wounds characteristic of the models that destroyed unit was 25 plus at its starting strength. Cool. They both make sense. 3. When that unit's player added that unit to their army, the points value they subtracted from the total permitted for this battle was sufficient for that unit to become... Oh, for fuck's sake. So this, right... This here is a rules change that unfortunately exists because tournament players are dickheads.
I like having nothing to complain about this time.
This is added because tournament players, thanks Ben, are dickheads. And what I mean by that is, what people were doing was paying the points for 20 models and then taking 19 so they don't give up Cull the Horde, which is 20 plus models, right? They've had to add a stipulation that says if you pay for 20 models and you take 19, you still give up this secondary because they would have been 20 models. This is because tournament players are dickheads. Not all tournament players, to be fair, right? And then secret missions change here. Oh, fucking hell, Games Workshop. Let's get rid of all these other PDFs. Why is it fucking on go slow for me? Right, secret mission. At the end of the third battle round, starting with the player who had the second turn, if your primary mission VP total is less than or equal to your opponent's, you can choose to undertake a secret mission. If you do, secretly select one mission from your secret mission deck and place it to one side face down. In the fifth battle round, you cannot score any victory points from the primary mission card. Okay, doesn't make a huge difference. It does make a bit of a difference. At least they made it red this time. Why is my PDF reader struggling so hard in Google? Okay, so you can't score primary points in the fifth battle round for primary. Assassinate. End of either player's turn. One or more enemy character models is a change. Recover assets. End of your opponent's turn or the end of the battle, whichever comes first. Okay. Right. Cull the Horde we've covered. Storm hostile objective when end of your turn. Okay. Don't think we needed that clarification. Linchpin up to 15. Okay. Hidden supplies. Otherwise, the player roll off the winner selects which corner the objective marker is moved towards. Okay. Makes sense. And some FAQs. Which are normally dumb questions. Not always, but normally. Okay. I'm into it. It's a reasonable, decent change, actually. Not being able to score primary in your last turn does reduce the number of points you can probably score from it, which is not bad. Remind me of this rule change the next time someone says there's no such thing as rules lawyering. Exactly. Chapter Master Pivot, thank you for 20 gifted memberships.
I hope for you, Chapter Master Pivot, that you get to have a dressing gown day.
Oh, strong. They are the best. Apart from I don't wear a dressing gown, so I'd just be naked. Have you paid for the pivot tax? Thank you for the one gifted membership as well, you people. We're up to 57 already. Wonderful human beings. I'm trying to take a weekend off this weekend, so any gifted memberships are greatly appreciated from the 235 people watching, despite the fact that only 102 people have actually paid to like. Not paid to like, it's free in it, I guess, but yeah.
Do you know what time it is?
Oh, hang on a minute. People were playing for 20 models and taking 19 just to be gamey dickhead. Yes, Alex, that was the thing that was going on. Ba 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 bum bum ba bum.
Are you in need of medical attention? You must have come from the opera.
You must have come from the opera?
Yes.
That's your headline.
So it turns out there was an opera in Stuttgart in Germany last week that featured naked roller skating nuns and a depiction of a wall of crucified naked bodies using real blood with sex scenes and mutilation. 18 people needed medical attention. But it was well received. The people who watched it said it was good and it's designed to push the boundaries, so it did that. I've never been a fan of the opera, so I don't know what is pushing boundaries or not.
The fucking Germans are crazy, aren't they? Oh my lord.
There's a picture of two sort of naked women kissing as part of the article.
Of course there is, yeah.
So, yeah.
They'll get people watching. Look at the surge move changes. The surge move changes don't fix the problem. The surge move changes is an update that doesn't fix the problem. The problem is, for example, with the Death Company Dreadnought now and the new Blood Angels Codex, the question is simple. Can it surge move into combat? Because the Berserker one specified that you could, and then the Blood Angels one didn't specify that you could. It's not making a normal move, so we don't know if it can move with engagement range. They changed the rules. They haven't clarified as to whether you can or can't move in an engagement range. We just need to say, yes, you can or no, you can't. It's as simple as that. Why am I only finding out that now? Be right back getting tickets. Shut up, those people should be banned from playing. I know it's their hobby and they do as they like, but come on, that's just being a cock for the sake of it. Well, this is the problem with rules holes, though, isn't it, Alex, to be fair? There's a simple fix to it. The simple fix to it is that if you pay for a unit, you take all models in that unit.
We boshed that news out in under 2 minutes. I don't know how they make a 3-hour program out of it.
No, well, I do. It's shit.
We need a few more, like... We need a guest. Let's get a guest person on. Someone that, I don't know, train their dog to do the washing up or something. We need some human interest piece. We need some of those.
This is why we have Auspex Tactics. What's that for, Robert? In case you need to go to sleep. When the pack came out, they FAQ'd that. Now, because of Gamey Dickers, they had to make it more complicated. I mean, let's be fair as well, right? When we say because of Gamey Dickheads plural, I'm not applying that to every single person who plays 40k tournaments or events. We're talking like 1 or 2 people, aren't we? Honestly, we're not talking about like the majority of tournament players. That's not going on. There's not loads of tournament players who are going 19-man units just so that I can avoid Cull the Horde. It's not happening commonly, but it has obviously been a problem. There's been an issue at an event somewhere, and GW have felt the need to change the rules. And this is where certain people, and they're few and far between, but this is where certain people ruin the experience for others and end up with another line in a secondary objective that when I first read that, I went, what the fuck are you talking about? And I went, oh, I know what this is in reference to. I know why this is going on. This is going on because people read a rule and went, I know how I can abuse this rule.
Sorry.
I thought your magical tea was supposed to fix that problem.
If only we could get a hold of the pariah deck, with folks like me getting my friends into 40k from SM2.
Is it still a problem to get hold of it? Yeah, it's the 5 people that make it a problem. Exactly, Lord of Sinner. This is the issue, right? There's a phrase, isn't there? I don't remember exactly how the phrase goes, but the actions...
Sorry.
If you were sorry, you wouldn't keep doing it.
You're right, I'm not sorry.
I think, loose, that 18 needing medical attention is pushing boundaries. Plus it's German, I'm sure someone's something got eaten.
I said fuck all, opening all those tabs as well. Yeah, what I will do, all joking aside, for people like Auspex, what I will do inevitably is one of two things will happen. Is I will literally go and find another channel that's covered all the changes for me, or option B is I'll play it on stream and someone in chat will shout and be like, "That's changed." I'm like, "Has it?" And we'll go and find it, and then I'll get it right from then on. So that's how often now we are often indebted to you, chat. And often now I'm like, I'm going to do Blood Surge, and people go, you can't do that into combat anymore. Well, since when? Since the last update. Cool, okay. And that's how we get around it now. But who's Mickey? Oh, Mikey. Yeah, he did a stream earlier, didn't he? Oh, talking of which, and relevant to today, we have an audience dump for you at the end of the stream, or YouTube calls a redirect. Because it's New Points Day and New Errata Day, Mr. the Adrian from Tabletop Titans is doing a stream straight after ours, so we will be finishing on time. And what we're going to do is we're going to live redirect you all into his stream, so everybody, all 250 of you from the Great Hall, can go into Adrian's stream and be like, "Liam sent us, you're amazing and pretty." So pretty. You can tell often with Adrian that children haven't touched him yet.
Can you?
Yeah, he doesn't look haggard. We're not far off of each other's age, but he doesn't look haggard.
Well,
it's kids, isn't it?
Take from that what you will. He has got nice eyes, bless him.
To be fair, if I didn't have 4 hours of free time at work, I wouldn't know half this. It's a lot to get through, isn't it? I'm happier now that there is, in fact, a document that says, "Here's all the changes in one place." I just wish that was more clearly labelled. And I feel like that, here's the other thing. I feel like when they put these documents up, that people who do websites, tell me if this is a thing or not. Because I feel like this is a thing. And I don't understand why this wasn't something that they came up with. But I feel like when you upload those documents, if it was me, I'd be putting them in order. The first thing I would do is I'd have, for example, the index changes document called index changes. I'd have that as the first document, index changes. And then maybe have another couple of major changes ones, like the Mutual and Field Manual. And then I'd go into the individual codex, FAQs and erratas and the index cards, and I'd put them in alphabetical order. And I start with one, index cards or FAQ and errata in alphabetical order, and then I'd go on to the other one, index cards or errata in alphabetical order. I feel like it takes someone sat at a computer portal literally fucking 5 minutes to organise all these documents into a logical sense. I don't feel like that's difficult. I can change the order of my products on my merchandise store. I can't imagine it's that hard to do the same thing with PDFs that you've uploaded. Trying to keep up with all these updates when you have dyslexia. Sorry, Gaming Stookie, it sucks for you. It's too many updates. But at least today's updates wasn't as bad as it could have been. We didn't have a Mutual and Field Menu. Ben, thank you for the one gifted. Up to 58. 58, 42 to go. I reckon we can hit gold tonight, chat. You've started strong. I reckon we can hit gold tonight. There's 235 people in chat. If every single person in chat right now gifts 5 memberships, we'll probably hit the target of 100. It'll be close, but we'll probably do it. Luce made a sock today.
Well, it doesn't actually fit anyone. It's just...
You had it on your foot.
I squeezed my foot into it. It's not really my sizing.
As someone who manages 50 sites is not hard. I didn't think so. It fit on your foot.
But it was just to learn the 5 things that make a sock, and then and then I got bored of that, and now I'm sewing. So I learned how to do it, and now I'm moving on.
You've had a proper hobby day.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it. Cornet Ed, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You fucking beautiful human. One of my favourite humans is Cornet Ed. I don't know if you know that, Luce.
Mm-hmm. He gave you a sword.
He gave me a sword and Mjolnir necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the sword, obviously.
Yeah.
Farmer George, thank you for 5 gifted. It's working! Is that a Liam special alone time sock? No, it's made of wool. Kev, that'll get all itchy, wouldn't it?
I've decided that for my week off, so our sort of half term, I have a hobby project. And my hobby project for this half term is to make a really nice long denim skirt. I've never had one.
Jorfin says loose socks on merch page when?
Never. I can't afford the refunds.
We'll just state no refunds.
No, I have to. The product will be faulty. I have to give a refund.
Adrian, thank you for the one gifted. I said 5, Adrian, but, you know, thank you for the one gifted. You're a legend. I can alphabet. I can also count to potato. Amazing. Crunchy sock. Eventually, yes. Yeah. Peachy has a sharp Batreb video out with Tom and Ben on their Games Night channel. Peachy's a legend. Check it out. Who was that that said that? Actually named Magnus. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like today's update... I don't want to sound like I'm just criticising them for the sake of criticising, but I feel like today's update is poorly done. Did they even put out an article as well? That would be interesting. Did they put out an article that actually said anything? New downloads link. So they've said, so the article says, chat, as well, right? Here's part of the problem that I have with this, right, in seriousness. So we have an article. Thank you, Carl Hodgie, for the one gifted memberships. Warhammer 40,000 balance update. Points changes are here for the new miniature film menu. Put down your diaper and taste measures, stop priming those miniatures, and get your calculators and army building app ready. Well, you need a calculator if you've got an army building app. The latest balance update for Warhammer 40,000 is here. There's a miniature and field manual update with additions to the FAQ and errata to iron things out. Here's what the Warhammer Design Studio have to say. We're fucking incompetent. For this balance update, the focus is on continued external and internal balance adjustments through points adjustments. Good two uses of the word adjustments in 4 words. That always annoys me. Overperforming units from the Adeptus Sororitas, Thousand Sons of Dracarian Space Wolves, particularly Thunderwolves, are receiving points adjustments to help bring them in line. 3 adjustments in the space of a paragraph. Lovely. Orcs and Genius occults have been struggling a little since the release of Chapter Approved Prime Nexus mission pack, so we have also made a few adjustments, or more adjustments, there to give options downloads. The majority of factions are otherwise performing well against each other, and so most of the remaining changes are meant to help tackle internal balance, and we hope to see some variety in army lists as a result. That's fair. Updates to the FAQ and errata continue to answer questions commonly asked by the community so people have a clear and official answer to play with. We have used this update as a chance to clean up surge moves, as there are quite a few variations with different limits. We have standardised the rule to make sure everyone is on the same page. Our next update later this year will bring a balanced data slate alongside to an update next this year, it says. We'll bring a balanced data slate alongside an update and move to a full manual, as well as any further additions that may be needed to FAQ and errata. We're already well underway with testing the upcoming updates, making changes that are designed to tackle some key areas we want to address. Specifically, we're looking at miracle dice usage and generation, cult ambush mechanics, and making a better experience for Codex Space Marine players, to name just a few. There are lots of exciting adjustments to be. So they don't really give you a lot here. They just send you to the downloads page. Where's this surge change? What's it in, team? Is it core rules for Blood Surge? Oh, this is not... Yeah, this is the 35-page fucking... Oh, here it is. It's right. Thank fuck it's right here. I was about to say, this is the 35-page clarification document, isn't it? Right. So, surge rules. So here's a surge rules change right here, right? Some rules enable units to make out-of-phase surge moves when a certain trigger occurs, e.g. Khorne Berserker's Blood Surge ability, triggered after one or more of their models are destroyed by an enemy ranged attack. Unless otherwise stated, the following restrictions apply to all such moves. Each unit can only make 1 surge move per phase. So if you shoot a Berserker and it surges, and you shoot it again, it can't surge a second time. A unit cannot make a surge move while it is battle shocked. Cool. Fine. A unit cannot make a surge move while it is within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, okay? And that's the update to surge. What they haven't done is fixed whether, for example, with the Death Company Dreadnought, you can actually move into combat as part of that surge move. There's also an FAQ to pivot in here, isn't there, somewhere? Pivot is such a fucking mess. Honestly, I don't know why we need this fucking bullshit. We haven't had it for 9 editions of the game, and now we have 4 pages covering pivots. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Boils my piss. These adjusting changes are unjust. I used Thunderwolves last week in several games. They were very underwhelming. Have since found out the changes due to competitive gaming with Storm Lance attachment. Yes. Yeah, they're not so broken in the normal Space Marine, in the normal Space Force attachment. From this, you'll be able to move into combat. Why? Tell me why. because they are addendums to the Surge move. They're clarifications to the Surge move. 3 specific points. But still, the original Surge rule applies to that specific unit. So for Berserkers, it still specifically states they can move into an engagement range. And for the Death Company Dreadnought, there is no such clarification. I'm not saying I think it can or can't. I'm saying it's unclear. AOS is looking better after this update. I did spend an hour today priming Cruel Boys. Narrative thousands of players have been kicked squarely in the nuts. Yes, 100%. The thing is, I think for a lot of narrative players, if you do keep up with all the latest rules and points updates whilst playing narratively, you are probably going to... You're probably going to be kicked in the nuts if you do use all the updates, because all the updates are focused on balance, which all their data comes from competitive play. And to be fair to GW, they can't get data from anywhere else. Nobody's playing narrative games at home and recording it for Games Workshop to see what went on. Oh, in this narrative game of 10,000 points worth of Tyranids versus 2,000 points of Space Marines, the Tyranids won. Need enough. No one's recording that, because you can't. It's not a normal move, and it is not stated that they cannot. In all other movements where they cannot, it is stated that they cannot. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is where the Berserker Blood Surge move is confusing then, because that states they can. It's not a normal move. Why state that it can if you don't need to? It's just another rules inconsistency. I'm planning a Kroot army because they are my favourite. Now I'm going to look like a meta chaser. I don't think you will. I don't think you can ever look like a meta chaser with a Kroot army, Adam. I think you're safe. I think you're safe. Just because it doesn't say you can't, it doesn't say I can't drop kick a power gamer, but I reckon the toy organisers would take issue. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, here's the thing then, right? Nowhere in the rules does it say that you can't deploy a Rhino on its side. So you're telling me you can? If your rules are, if the way you play is, it doesn't say I can't, so I can. No one says I can't deploy a Rhino on its side. Because GW are bad at writing rules and keeping consistency. 100% agree. I 100% agree with you, Goblin. 100%. Hey ho. That tells me 70 members, but I thought we were on 72. Maybe my maths is off. How odd. What? But this is so. There's some QAs about Surge that may help. Where's the QAs? Fucking hell. Caleb, thank you for the 5 gifted. You fucking beautiful human being.
Thanks for covering this, Liam. Doing your part.
Thanks, Kaz, thanks for the 2. Cersei Fishers. Where in the rules does it say I have to wear clothes? Exactly. Exactly. Is it in the cause? No, not in there. Is it at the end of this document? Is there FAQs at the end of this 35-page monstrosity? No. Okay, so they haven't put the FAQs in with the document that's got the FAQs. The thing that... Oh, for fuck's sake, you fucking pack of cunts. Honestly. Combat Patrol. I'm looking now, chat. I'm looking. Index cards. Codex FAQ. Codex FAQ. Codex FAQ. Codex FAQ. Pariah Nexus Companion. Where's this page 12? Page 12. Oh, they have put it in there. Okay, good. Out of phase rules. If a rule enables... Oh yeah, that doesn't help though. That doesn't help the question, does it? There's 3 Blood Surge QAs, or 2 at least, Blood Surge questions and answers in there, right? FAQs in there. They don't clear up the one problem that we're talking about, that everyone's talking about. Yes, you can 1000% deploy run on its side. Apparently so. Doesn't say you can't. Doesn't say you can't. I find all the extra rules errata really off-putting. It has killed my urge to play the game. Well, the problem is, right, and I have to give them a little leeway here, right? I have to give them a little leeway here, is because the game released was a fucking shit state. So they have two options here, chat, right? And they're kind of damned if they're in one of those situations where they're kind of damned where they do, damned where if they don't, right? So they either leave the rules in a shit state and they don't fill you with erratas and FAQs constantly, and you go, this game's a fucking shit state and they're not fixing it. Or they work to fix it with the 35-page rules commentary and FAQs for every document that exists ever. And you come to realise that every rule set isn't a rule set, it's a rule set accompanied by an FAQ and errata every single time. And then we go, you fucking pack of fucking arseholes, there's too many rules.
Simplified, not simple.
So thanks, Britters, for the 5. So we're in a situation where they are kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. And in that regards, I sort of sympathise for the team that are currently trying to fix it. My answer is simply, you should have released a decent rule set in the first fucking place. You solve the damned if you do, damned if you don't argument by just not releasing a pack of shit in the first instance. Luke, have you tried making Vicks vapor rub candles?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. No doubt it will.
Game systems, yeah, probably at some point. Game systems are permissive, saying what you can do, not what you can't. If it's listed everything you can't do, the rule book would be 1 billion pages long. YGW is aversive to clarity is shrug. Yeah, exactly, 100%. British would be different and confuse the shit, everyone. We don't, Rob, we don't.
Here's a novel idea. Don't release your flagship game's new edition in a shit state. Just a thought. Person shrugging.
Exactly that, Britters. Absolutely that. I agree with you. I just said it, so you know.
They aren't damned if they made good rules.
Exactly. This is my point. I think that on the whole, if they're going to release a bag of shit in the first instance, I am glad they're trying to fix the bag of shit. My enjoyment for 40k is back, but it's kind of our job to keep up with the rules mostly, and we play every week. Joe and I play weekly, right? So I find it less difficult to keep up, but I still find it a challenge. And it's my fucking day job, and I find it a challenge to keep up with the rules. If you're a casual player who picks this game up once a month, and you maybe play 2-3 times every quarter, it's a fucking hot mess. All these erratas are needed because the 10th launch was so bad. You don't need FAQs and fixes if you're fucking playtest the rules before launching a new edition. They have playtesters. I'm just saying, they have playtesters supposedly. I've been told by individuals they have playtesters, some of which even sell courses that fucking supposedly teach you how to play the game. I'm just saying, if they're involved in writing these rules in the first place, I wouldn't fucking pay them to teach you anything. I wouldn't pay them to teach you how to tie your fucking laces if they think this is a good rule set. I'm just throwing that out there. Oh, we got more members, didn't we, from Mr. the Caleb. Thank you for the 5 gifted, Caleb. We're up to 70. This says 75, but I'm sure it's 77. Either my maths is bad or YouTube's maths is bad. We'll go off this one because it looks more positive. I like positivity, you can tell. That being said, on the whole, the positive for me is that from Thursday to this Thursday, the difference in the game is not monumental. They've made a tweak to Gambits, which I'm a fan of. I don't know if it's going to make a massive difference, but I'm a fan of it. Big fan of that. That makes them perhaps less auto-take, less oppressive. The biggest change we're going to feel is going to be the points changes, and I think that's good. Now we just need them to remove points changes from the codex and go full digital points like AOS. I think that's good. Don't forget GW infamous for not listening to their playtesters. I mean, I've been a playtester, Gary. I was a playtester throughout 9th edition. So I often feel like when playtesters say that GW don't listen to playtesters, that's them just not shouldering any blame. Oh, we said that was wrong and they didn't listen to us. On 2 occasions in total did I make suggestions or not be happy about something and they basically told me tough. On 2 occasions in total. On the majority of occasions, there was dialogue. And didn't necessarily always change the way I wanted it to, but there was dialogue.
Pay for an academy from people who playtested and still get rules wrong. Bargain.
6.5k. That's just got fucking Kai excited in the background, I can tell you. He dropped his phone in excitement then. I liked 9th. I liked 9th. I thought 9th was good. I enjoyed 9th. At the end of 9th was peak. First time streaming in a long time. Not gonna lie, interesting to see. I feel in the minority. First time stream for a long time. Not gonna lie, interesting to see. I feel in the minority. What do you mean, Yuki Brown? What are you saying, bud? I playtested during 5th ed. Yeah, so I playtested in 9th. I haven't played since 7th. Every time I look at getting back into 40k, these changes put me off. The thing is, Gaming Stuka, right? The majority of the 40k community, the game, the majority of the models, the narrative setting is still fucking incredible. I still just love... I put it in things today. I fucking love Warhammer.
My comment about the Brits and the rules fell back on how the officials runs Premier League.
Don't,
it's
please.
It's mind-boggling to me, and it shows in Warhammer as well with a strange mindset.
Robert, please don't, please. As a football fan of a small team, please don't. Please don't. I play maybe 2 times a month and I have enjoyed 10th the most of any edition since I started in 8th. That's good. I'm glad. Mid 8th edition was peak 40k. Interesting. I don't know what I think was peak 40k anymore. The creature that is the gamey dickhead will always, no matter the game, find ways to exploit break the rules. 100% we, man. And they exist everywhere as well, mate. From video games to tabletop games to chess to fucking pretty much any hobby. Well, I say pretty much any hobby where there's a winner or a loser, I think, is more relevant there. I'd imagine you don't get gamey, cheating dickheads in knitting.
Knitting's not a game.
Well, it's a hobby, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was like, you get them in every hobby, but you don't get them in every hobby. You get them in every game.
I think you get people in hobbies who want to help when someone wants to learn the hobby, and because they probably don't get asked for an opinion very often, they end up weirdly gatekeeping / kind of helping because they do want to help. So I get that.
Trying to help, but also trying to sort of seem that they're really good at what they're doing. So yeah. And
not giving away like the whole park on the first conversation because you want them to come back because you feel it's nice to feel needed, isn't it? So I see that a lot. Luckily, all my friends who do knit and crochet and all the rest, they're just so happy that someone else wants to do it.
I don't understand modern day why someone feels the need to really bend the rules to a point of ridiculousness to gain an advantage.
Because we don't know how to lose anymore.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Because if you think about kids on computers, they don't have to accept the loss, they just turn it off.
So we had this really fucking interesting experience with the video game week. Do you remember?
Yeah.
We put in a first edition Nintendo, a NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, yeah. Right? We put that on our television. I found an adapter cable that managed to get it working, and I put it on the television, and the kids played it. And it was fascinating to see them go, wait, hang on a minute. I've got 3 lives, and when I lose my 3 lives, it's done.
Yeah.
I start again. Like, from the beginning.
And you also can't save it.
And what happens when I turn the computer off?
You start again.
And you can see them going, what?
Yeah.
Because now even the evolution of Mario, right? Mario is a very, very simple kind of example. But the evolution of Mario now, if they go to 0 lives in Mario, they carry on playing. It doesn't go, game over, start it again. which I think it should. But maybe I'm just a harsh dickhead. I'm like, it should. Because I have to walk in there, because the youngest is 7, right? And the youngest specifically gets really fucking worked up if he's losing or whatever the game is.
What I find interesting about Ben is if he loses a game, he gets really, really, really upset and he's really hard on himself. If he loses a game in real life, he is so complimentary to the winner.
That's odd.
It's really odd because you think, oh, here we go, because he's hot-headed. Here we go.
Do you not think that's really strange?
He's so. No, I don't think it's really strange. I think he's using the social etiquette. So he's figured out in public we act like this.
Do you think
so
that's what
I'm
it
going
is?
to act like
or
this.
do you think he also looks for cues from the other person? Maybe
he looks a little bit bewildered when the other person isn't also using that social etiquette.
Okay, I mean, I
you can just see him like, which one do I use? I'm not sure which one I use.
I think that means we can be proud of the person we're raising. If he recognises that that's social etiquette and behaves appropriately.
So does he recognise that is social etiquette and behaves appropriately, or is he using one of the social rules he's noticed people use? So has he tagged that rule to that situation, and 2 + 2 is 4, so they must go together, despite how he actually feels on the inside.
Just applying a tism trait.
I think it's the old tisms. Deploy the tism.
Maybe. No gamey dickheads and knitting. You mean power gamers with their sewing machines?
If you expect me to hand stitch a denim skirt.
Yeah. Nez Mario made us the men we are. I did. The only way you got to level 20 was by playing through 20 levels.
Yeah.
I think Ben is waiting for his opponent turns his back and then he plans to shiv them. You're probably not wrong, Kai. To be fair, you're probably not wrong. I think there's an element of entitlement versus a computer versus other people. It's different matter. Maybe, Gary. I was like, I guess I kind of assumed that he'd look for their reaction, and because he doesn't also. At 7, he doesn't want to be a person who makes another person upset. Parents have done this for years with young kids, right? Where they do something which you don't want them to do, and you pretend to cry or pretend to be sad, and the little kid goes, "Oh no, I've made Daddy sad," or Mummy sad, or whatever. And they go, "Oh, guilt. This is what guilt feels like because I've made." And people use that emotional kind of training, I guess, to try and generate what is the appropriate response and to stop them from doing that thing. And so I often feel like, perhaps in the situation where there's another person present, that etiquette and that consideration of their feelings helps the person be a better loser most of the time. When there's a computer game element, there is no other energy, there's no other person, there's no other attitude. But what I find weird about it is we then apply this to tabletop war games like 40k, and I've seen they're not common. I've seen some horrific experiences on the tabletop where the opponent has zero consideration for their opponent at all and how they're feeling. It's quite...
I think there's tons of what ifs in that.
You reckon?
What if Ben's opponent also is autistic, so their facial expressions possibly never match their words, and they internalize a lot, so Ben's trying to find cues on his opponent's face that won't turn up because, for example, this other autistic person has learnt masking to an art and will not show emotion on their face. So now you're kind of at a stalemate. Well, he won but doesn't look happy.
Yeah.
So now that's not cueing me up to appropriately react.
It would be interesting to see how he was to react in that situation.
Yeah. So when I was teaching Ben, when he was a toddler, about how to react to me, I had to 100% my emotions. So if I hurt myself a little bit, I had to be like, ouch!
Yeah.
Oh, that really
Someone
hurt!
just chopped my foot off.
To try and cue him up to oh, are you okay, Mummy?
Yeah.
Oh, is Daddy home? I need Daddy to help me. It was like bloody children's TV in the house for about 6 months. Everything was super, just to try and cue him up.
Yeah, I'd love to see him now. Considering what you just said, I'd love to see him in that situation where he is playing someone who perhaps has that kind of trait. Because I'd love to, because that would give you the evidence, I think, to go, it's social conditioning and it's the appropriate response, or he's feeding off the other person's. So if he was the same as he is all the time, then he's just going, this is the appropriate response.
He
that I
has
apply.
a default setting, which is fucking adorable. He'll go up to other kids in the park and he'll say, would you like to play with me? And they'll go, no. And he'll go, sure. And then walk off.
Aww.
I know. I want to kiss him
And
all over, and I
it
can't
is-
because I need him to make his own friendships.
The worst part about it is, you and I both know that at that point in which he says sure, his heart has just been crushed.
I know, but so there you go. He is not, his words are not matching his face.
Yeah.
So when he goes, sure, which is super cute, and you go, what a little love. I'm looking at his face, and it is so beige and so like, I'll just try this kid. And I know that when he gets on the bus, he's going to be like, because I'll say, was the park good? And he'll go, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. It's
The sure is also a severe, like, because you know he's swallowing down the fact that he's actually a bit upset. Aww.
But and then if I go and walk up to him, he will literally hold his arm out to literally keep me at arm's length. He will not let me near him because then that's the final veil, isn't it?
Yeah.
The minute mummy hugs me, there is no...
Yeah.
This is it, the raw. I know, going to the park with him is like fighting back tears.
Our children, honestly, they're so lovely, chat. Such lovely children.
It's just how he goes, sure. And
Let
then
him play
walks
Joe,
up.
then he'll never know loss. Yeah, exactly. Nothing but wins. Nothing but net there, chat. Nothing but net. I've met a couple of you people who have come to my work, 15, 17-year-olds. They have no motivation to do anything. They want to sit on their ass and do something that you can't earn money. Oh, hang on. He's deleted that then. I think he wants to retype it. Big old Rob.
Yeah.
Big old Rob and Gary, they're great names in chat as well, chat. And we are 23 members away from our target for the night. And £32 of super chats away from our target for the night. What topic can we get them to super chat in about from now?
I don't know. I'm just trying to not cough down the microphone.
Colourful postcards now. God tier sandwich fillings. You lot are all terrible. I did this last night with Bob and Joe as well.
Sandwich fillings.
Top God tier sandwich fillings. What if you could only ever have one sandwich filling for the rest of your life? What would it be?
No, I can't. There's too many I like. I can't.
Mine, and this is cold sandwich fillings, not hot. Because obviously everyone just goes bacon otherwise.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
So cold sandwich fillings, one for the rest of your life. What you picking? I'm gonna go.
See?
I'm gonna go cheese and Marmite, cheddar cheese and Marmite. Dog's excited about something.
Mm-hmm. Masking at an early age, genuine heartbreak. Yeah. And for ages, when I figured out Jim Jam was masking, it's easy to go, oh, that's school. Because it's a busy room. It's very quick.
I wasn't listening. I was playing with the dog.
No.
What were you saying? When James was masking?
No, you go on. You go on.
She's gone now. She's left me.
You play with the dog that you've been ignoring all day. You go for it.
I haven't. Evan, thank you for the one gifted. You're a legend. Up to 78 of the finest members right now. Oh, hang on. Sandwich spread. Oh, I do love a bit. Did you ever have sandwich spread when you were a kid?
No.
Have you ever actually had it?
No.
See, the problem is nowadays you're going to hate it. And you'll hate it now because it comes in a jar and it's probably full of preservatives.
Probably.
Oh, I kind of want to get you some now. You can
I
get
made
little
I
jars.
made some really good coleslaw last week, and you're like,
It
it's
wasn't
all right.
coleslaw, really.
Coleslaw doesn't have to be.
Tuna plus salad cream.
Oh.
Corned beef plus brown sauce.
But you've got to pick one, Alex. What are you picking? £6.50 Joe County. Thank you for the one gifted. Which one of those are you picking, Alex? You've got to pick one. One sandwich filling.
My 4-year-old has autism.
Chicken and Heinz sandwich spread.
See, sandwich spread's a popular choice.
And global developmental delay. I feel like I learn a lot to try out myself whenever Luce talks about her tactics and experiences. Ben has GDD and autism and ADHD.
Luce,
And he also shows infant OCD, which is fun.
Luce spends a lot of time researching.
I think it's more, it's kind of like just hands off, just watch them in their quirks and then you're kind of playing a bit of Sherlock Holmes and going, for example, Ben will do his OCD things if we're about to get on a bus. So I think I'm seeing the bus becoming an issue.
For who?
Ben.
Why?
Because he doesn't do his OCD when he gets in the car. He doesn't do the OCD if we're just walking to the shop, which is a busy environment. He doesn't do it when we're leaving the house in general. He only does it if he knows we're going on a bus.
What's his OCD? What does he do?
When his Spider-Man shoes, when he...
Oh, the Velcro.
The Velcro 7 times.
I know what it was.
Yeah.
The second you said
he does that 7 times. And I would never dream of saying, stop doing that, we're going to be late. I would then just make 5 minutes time for it of, we're going on a bus. I think he's going to do it now. So we'll get ready 5-10 minutes earlier. So he has the OCD time.
It's hard as well because when he's doing the OCD with his Velcro shoes, I'm like, get your fucking shoes on. I don't say that.
There's by forcing somebody to stop doing it, you haven't miraculously cured them.
No, of course, which is why I don't say anything.
They're just going to hide doing it.
Gin in a tonic toast.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Best sandwich I ever made was steak, Swiss cheese and mustard. That sounds amazing, Con Ed.
Getting to know Jim Jam, I needed the language barrier to be overcome. So only really now am I asking James, can I ask why you do that?
Does he like the bus, Ben? Because I thought you said they both liked the bus.
They like it because it's music time. They listen to their music and Ben reads the lyrics.
Do you know what I reckon it is? What's the one thing the bus does sometimes?
Nothing that I would find anxiety inducing.
Flat cancels, doesn't turn up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
How good is he at plan changes?
He's
not good at all at plan changes.
We've always asked for full rules at the start of a 40k edition launch, and now that's basically what EOS has done, yet we're dissatisfied. Thoughts?
Interesting. I think we're dissatisfied, coronal panic, because those full rules, when they came out, we didn't know they were full rules, and we probably wanted a little bit more. Feel me? Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I get exactly what you're saying. I think if they'd have come out at the start and said, you're not going to get much more when we drop battle tomes, people would be a little bit better about it. But I also feel like there's just... the AOS at the moment feels a little bit like Space Marine 2. There isn't quite enough content. Not quite enough. Mystics, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a legend. Tony Winnick, thank you for 20 gifted memberships. Tony became a Thane last night as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Was it a stream night last night? Yeah, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Ah. I hope for you, Tony, that you have the bravery one day to challenge a restaurant as to why you can't go in there naked, because there are no signs that say you must be wearing clothes.
Strong. You're better than Joe at this. I'll be honest. This is why we have to save yours for 20 gifted plus, because they're just better than Joe's. We can give his out willy-nilly because they're a bit shit. Often.
With his nilly-willy.
Yeah. I am not dissatisfied. I love AOS. I'm not. Dissatisfied is a strong phrase. I feel like I just wanted a bit more, if I'm honest. Because it's very shallow, right? You just nailed it. I think it's very shallow. I just wanted it to be a little bit more. That being said, I sat here today, sanded the base of a whole spearhead of Crawl Boys, and then primed them in black.
Air. Best sandwich filling ever.
Same thing that's in Star Pilot's head.
I've forgotten who it was that said...
Sam, will you be flying this time next week? I love it too, but I'm hugely disappointed my Skaven book didn't actually expand my options. Exactly that. Exactly that. People can't seem to get this in their heads when I talk about this. You can love it and still hoped it was a little bit more. What are you going to say?
I've forgotten who commented saying that their little one has GDD and autism.
Well, scroll up. It will tell you.
But if you're in Discord, I would be happy to show you some of the resources.
Mikey is his name.
That I use on Ben that actually became... It bridged the gap for language, plus we did a little bit of sign language that he still refers to if the room's too busy. But yeah, storyboarding, it sounds very, very childish and patronising, but it was actually incredible to get him to move on to the next task.
Yeah.
Or to kind of take the fear out of, say if there's a really big day, it's a family birthday, everyone's going to be in the room. It just helps take some of the overwhelm
There's a number
out.
of things you've put in place that have made a massive difference to how they cope with certain situations and scenarios.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's also, the other thing as well is also being aware of sometimes it's okay that they're not coping and then you have to go, I'm sorry, we need to.
We're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried, it's not working.
And it's also, they won't grow out of it. So if you are on a bit of a winning streak, that's because you are meeting their needs, and that is exhausting. So give yourself a massive high five.
Mm-hmm,
if you've gotten through in the month with minimal meltdowns, minimal shutdowns, everybody's relatively consistent, that is entirely on you, and that is such a hard job.
Yeah, 100%. Which reminds me, I need to get my train tickets. I won't be in the air till like 4:30, but I'll be at the airport. You excited, Sam, to come over? Fun facts, chat. Next Thursday, this is an exciting thing I've not told many or anyone yet, really.
Oh.
Next Thursday, which is a live game normally of 40k, won't be a live game of 40k.
Oh.
Next Thursday, 2 things are happening. First of all, I am going to be playing Horus Heresy on stream against John McArdle.
Amazing.
And he's bringing Worldy to me to play with, which you don't care about, but is amazing as well.
Is he putting them in the baggage hold, or is he taking
He normally
them?
chucks them in baggage. He's a fucking
my
mentalist.
God.
He's a mentalist. But if they break it, he just buys the plane. So I'm playing Horus Heresy on stream against John McArdle. Point 2 is for the first time ever, and I don't know any other channel that's ever done this. We're trialing it with the Thanes. We're going to have a live studio audience.
Ooh.
We're inviting 8 to 10 people to sit in the studio as a live studio audience.
Ooh.
Ooh. Never done this before. I'm excited for it. And if it goes well, we're going to run another couple of trials with Thanes. And if they run well and we get it dialed in and we work out how it works, we'll start opening it up as a ticketed event. Live studio audiences. $6,500 a ticket. But yeah, there you go. You'll get to buying a ticket in the future. You'll get to come meet the team. We'll go for some food. We will put on a show, and you'll be able to sit and be a live audience on the show. You get to see behind the scenes. You get to see how the deck runs. You get to see everything, how it all works, right? And I'm yet to decide if we're going to do anything interactive, like microphone on a stick type stuff. I haven't decided yet. Probably not for the first one. We'll see how it goes. But I think this is a really cool new thing. A lot of people also really want to get into streaming and don't know how it works. Well, you could buy a ticket to come and do a live studio audience, and you know.
Heresy baby. Looking forward to that game.
I think it's going to be World Eaters versus Alpha Legion. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for it. So not only do those particular Thanes get to be a live studio audience, but they'll get to be a live studio audience on the first ever one, whilst John McArdle's there playing Heresy as well. Like a triple whammy, that.
No pressure.
Which also means, if I'm World Eating it against John's Alpha Legion, it also means that we'll be putting Joe on the decks. Not only will you be there for John playing Heresy for the first ever live streaming audience, but you'll also get to live witness Joe car crashing the deck. Oh. Can we get oversized foam hands and cheer? Yeah. Yeah. I got this idea. So I've had this idea in my head for a while, right? And this idea has predominantly come from a show that I used to watch in the UK years and years and years ago on Saturday mornings that was called Soccer AM, right? And Soccer AM, when I first watched it, was hosted by a guy called Tim Lovejoy and a woman called Helen Chamberlain. And they used to have the fans of the week, right? And there was a section on set that had a mini football stand of like 2 or 3 rows, and they had like 8 fans of the week. I think it was 8. It might have been 7, 8. I'm not sure, right? And they had 8 fans of the week. And they used to do bits with the fans, and the fans would sing songs. They go in and ask some questions and interview them. It was fucking great. I loved it. I loved that section. I think it was awesome. And I want to do that with a live stream for 40k fans or Warhammer fans in general. So a live studio audience, and we will do 8 to 10 people, and potentially eventually I'll get a microphone on a stick, and we'll go and maybe we can ask them what's your favourite army, and do live audience parts as well, which could be fucking cool. But then you'll get blinded by studio lights like that. What's your favourite army? A lot of people are like, I'd love to be on camera until the camera points at them and they go, and they don't like it very much. Robert, welcome to the channel as a Hesea tier member. What a legend. Thank you, dude. Oh, we missed. I didn't add them up either, did I?
As an autistic person, I hate it when you get people saying he's weird or strange, or why have you shut down when everything around you is like one giant info dump. I had a autism moment in Morrison's on Monday. Didn't even realise it was one of my things.
Will you allow phones in the audience? If not, then you might not make target.
Yeah, of course you can. I was on silent. That's fine. Of course. Cedric, thank you for the 5 gifted. What a legend. Fucking hero.
I had to use, you've got your manned tills, and then your self-checkout trolley tills, and then your self-checkout basket tills.
Yeah.
I had to use, for a shallow trolley, I had to use one of the basket tills, and everything's much closer together. The next customer is kind of bumping into your trolley, and the lady said to me I could use it, and I didn't think it would be a problem because I've never come across this before. Stood booping the shop in. I nearly elbowed Ben in the face because it was such a tight squeeze, and then I bumped into James, and then he bumped into the person next to him, and all of a sudden, when you go, this is too busy, there's too much going on, the only 2 people that I can...
Partner and I are currently in adoption process, and it's been really difficult discussing what kinds of traumas, behaviors, etc. we could cope with. Hearing you discuss how you handle it has helped loads.
There's also a section in Discord called Lucy's Strip.
Oh.
Stop me if you don't like this as a concept, by the way. But there's also a section in Discord called Lucy's Strip. If you go into that Discord one, Glambring, and you have questions, just stick them in there. Lucy won't necessarily get back to you straight away. If it's like a learning day or whether it might take a while. But you've always seemed pretty happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I'm not a professional, so
yes,
I'm putting it out there.
Obviously.
I am winging it, just like every other person.
But
happy to talk about things that worked.
One of my favourite things in general about streaming is I have always been very open about sharing any experiences and how I feel and things, and Lucy's been the same quite often as well, whether that's about children or whether it's about airports, fucking vasectomies, child-based experiences, anything at all. I'll be very blunt, honest and open. I don't get ashamed or be embarrassed about anything, and I always like to think that stepping away from the hobby a little bit, we try and offer people some help, some kind of like an area, what's the word I'm looking for? A place people go to kind of sanctuary, some kind of sanctuary as well. And I feel like being open and honest about our experiences, it's very easy to say, yeah, I had a vasectomy, it's fine. It wasn't.
Probably should have.
My airport experience is it's probably very much to do with my autistic like traits and stuff. I probably have autism moments on a daily basis.
Yes.
And I would guess 10 years ago, my family, I love my family are incredible. My family never talked about it, and it wasn't a thing. Autism in my dad's eyes, who's a wonderful human being, by the way, it wasn't a thing. You're being difficult.
Yeah.
Because that's his generation. Right? I'm not blaming him, that's his generation. This is what that's what he was brought up on. It's not an autistic trait that we have to understand and work out how we can work through it and make you comfortable. You're being difficult. Stop being fucking difficult. So, and then I joined the army, right? That's not necessarily the most forgiving environment either. So I went through the first 30 plus years of my life, sometimes at war with myself about how I feel or whatever, and be like, I'm just fucking brush it off, man up, all that kind of stuff, right? There's a reason why we have such a heavy focus on the channel in general on mental health nowadays as well, because that's not the right approach to any of those situations. It's not healthy. And now, over the course of, since COVID, so since 2019, so 5 years, I'm 37, going on 38 in 2 months. Since COVID in 2019, when our eldest came home from school, and instead of him going to school 5 days a week, he was home every day, and we were like, there's some fucking strange behaviours here.
I don't even think all of them came out until.
Oh no, they didn't. They absolutely didn't.
Yeah.
Because masking exists.
Yeah.
And we went through the process, and we went through this. Why is he struggling? Why is this an issue for him? And what was very interesting was because Luce isn't. I taught Luce the 5 whys, which I got taught in engineering, and the 5 whys is one of the greatest approaches you can take to anything at all. Engineering says your hydraulics have failed. Why? There's a leak. So you could fix the leak and done, and then off you go, and the hydraulics fail again and it's leaking again. Because what you haven't actually done is find the root cause. So the 5 whys is, why has it leaked? Why did that leak happen? Why until you get to the root cause. You fix the root cause. When you fix the root cause, the knock-on effect then doesn't happen and you don't get to the failure. And we approach that we use that same approach with the kids as well. Why is he losing his temper at the game? Because of this thing. But why is that his response to that thing, or why is that thing happening, etc., etc., etc. And so we did a lot of digging back to the root causes of it. And whilst doing that process, the amount of times I sat there and I was like, fucking hell, that's me as well. Or we'd ask him and he'd tell you how he's feeling and you're like, that's hitting a bit close to home sometimes in how I feel, and he's fucking 9.
Yeah.
So it was quite an interesting experience. We're not professionals, like Lou says. We've just taken that approach to try and understand it. I would say we've gone from...
For me, through school, Velcro strips were a lifesaver. Still have some on my bag.
Off on, Connor. And we've now got to a point where we had... Dare I use these words without trying to get too emotional about it, but when COVID started, we had a half-broken child with school.
Yeah.
To what is now 5 years on, an absolutely wonderful little human being who just seems happy all the time.
I would like to stress he had the most wonderful teachers.
School were incredible. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
It took 2 weeks of reception for his teacher to say, I need to call you and your husband in for a meeting. And I was already sort of 1 foot in the door of, I think I know what you're going to say, but I don't know what it's called. And none of the other little boys in his preschool did these things. And kids are quirky anyway. They come up with all sorts when they're toddlers, which is why it's so difficult to diagnose things like autism.
Yeah.
But it took 2 weeks. I've been trying to raise it at preschool for the 2 years he was there. It took 2 weeks for his teachers to say, we need a meeting.
Yep.
He can't cope in this room, but that's okay. We have this whole other classroom for children just like James.
What's up, little man?
I will do it in a minute, okay? Yeah, so they were great. And then he only came out of that room. He was supposed to be in there for 6 weeks, and he ended up being in there for like 18 months.
Yeah.
And it was great. There was one time I went to an assembly because his class were doing something, and I sat there and I thought, I can't bloody see him. Where is he? Have I got the wrong fucking class? For fuck's sake. I've written down the wrong one on the calendar. Went to the office and they said, no, he's on a little adventure nature walk with a few people from his other classroom. I could have cried of, thank you for not forcing him to do this assembly that we all know he'd end up getting himself in trouble. And instead, he's outside in the fresh air, picking up worms, which is kind of cool for that age group. And they're doing something meaningful for them instead of being forced to sing something.
Not forcing is important as well. I remember when I was a kid at school. And sometimes doing things you don't want to do is a positive experience. Because sometimes in life you have to do things you don't want to do. But when you're 7, maybe that's not the time to learn that.
No. And it has been so... When we decided to home educate, and I found there's a whole community of home educators sitting amongst all these mums that are kind of putting back their own children back together as well, because they've also tried the mainstream system that didn't work.
Yeah.
And you're all sitting together and going, my kid does this thing. And then 2 or 3 of them go, this is the buzzword for it. That's what you need to search on Google to get the resources that help them through this. It might be a phase, it might be a trait, but either way, we can't ignore it. And it was so, these women are amazing, and they're all just putting their kids back together, just the same as everyone else is.
I think we kind of all are, to some extent.
And I did a year...
In that community, at least, anyway.
I did a year comparison. I took a photo of James when we first deregistered him, and then I took a photo a year later, and he'd been home educated for a year. He'd put weight on. He'd pinked up a little bit. He was eating more varied stuff. His language had improved.
Before, if I got overwhelmed with noise or the current paperwork, I'd dig a hole in my arm so I'd pick at the Velcro instead.
Yeah, I can believe that. I'm a fidgeter as well. You know, not because of a specific set of circumstances like that, Connor. I'm a fidget person. I need to fidget.
Yeah.
And I used to pick at skin if I had nothing to fidget with.
Yeah.
That's why you probably see me. I have these fucking. When these things come out, I was, what the fuck are these things? This is one of the most satisfying.
Yeah.
A fidget spinner is one of the most. I was like, oh, new fad bullshit. It's so soothing having this in my hand.
There's also nothing worse than finally getting a paediatric appointment and they're like gold dust, and if you get one, it's months away, and when you sit in the room, you don't know what words you need to say because you don't know what the thing that it's called that they're doing. Yeah. What is stimming? What is a vocal stim? What the fuck are these words? But sitting with other mums who have already Googled it, so you have their knowledge already going into that room and saying to the paediatrician, this word, that word, he does this, and it's almost like, good, we're using this time more efficiently because you already know some of the stuff. So our next appointment, there will be other things to talk about. So,
Mikey, if you've got questions, or any of you for that matter, you can throw them at Luce. I'm sure she won't mind. She might not get back to you all straight away. She might not get back to you all at all, but...
I'm glad this stream turned positive.
I mean, the positive thing on the GW front, at least, is that there isn't millions of rules changes. It's just points on the whole, Lord of Cinder. But with that, we are at 9 o'clock, and we need to finish because Titans are going live, and we are going to live dump you into Titans, and I want you all to go and say hello from the Great Hall and throw a member at Adrian. We're going to do loose fact, right? You got one ready?
Yeah.
What are you doing? We're going to do loose fact, and then once we've done loose fact, I'm going to live dump you straight into Titans, and I want all 200 people to instantly gift one membership to Table of the Titans, all right? One membership. That's it. That's all I'm asking for you. One membership from everyone for Titans. All right? Anyway, it's that time of the night. It's loose fact.
Sea cucumbers can eject all of their intestines in front of an attacker as a defense.
That seems like a pretty shit defense.
I had to really focus on the word eject.
Surely if you ejaculate all of your intestines, you then die.
It's eject, not erect. It's eject.
But surely then you die.
Well, maybe they get to suck them back in. I don't know.
There's your loose fact for the night. Anyway, you beautiful people, I've got 2 streams left before I'm taking a long weekend off. And I cannot fucking wait for just to be able to sleep for 4 days, basically. Is what I'm going to mostly do. I've got a beautiful steak lunch planned on Friday. Then I'm going to sleep for 3 days straight. Oh, football at Saints. And then I'm going to sleep for 2 days straight. I can't wait for it. I really, really can't wait for it. So, hopefully you've enjoyed the content tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you haven't already, please make sure you leave a like. You can comment when the stream's finished. Really helps the algorithm out. Both of those things really help the algorithm out. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, you beautiful human beings. Don't forget, you can also super thanks if you've got comments that you definitely want us to read. Spoiler alert, we read all the comments. So, but you can super thanks to financially support the channel as well. You people are amazing. I'm going to end the stream really, really quickly. And then I want you to jump straight into Titans and gift him a single membership and tell him that you came from the Great Hall, right? With 185 people watching right now, there's 185 members, okay? Every single one of you. Can you do that for me, please? Because Adrian's lovely and I love him. And I had a little chat with him today and I missed the Titans. And I was going to try and get out before the end of the year. That's not going to happen now. So I'm going to try and get out first quarter 2025 so for some Warhammer goodness at Titans, okay? You people are amazing. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at the Liam and Joe show at 1:30. If not, we'll see you in the next one.